From being the main event to getting cancelled, the Nikita Krylov vs. Ryan Spann bout has been keeping us all on our toes. And get this, Uncle Dana has finally come to our aid with an explanation. Yes, that's right. So you better sit back and relax as I tell you what went down. Raise your hands if you were excited about the main event at the UFC Fight Night 220. Okay, the answer to that one is actually pretty obvious. Everyone was looking forward to seeing Krylov and Spann's big showdown in the octagon. It was about time they let their fists do the talking. But sadly, these two light heavyweight contenders didn't get to face each other. Of course, that led to a lot of confusion among fans. Turns out that one of them got sick. This announcement was actually pretty anticlimactic. I'm sure you're gonna agree with me here, no matter which fighter you're supporting, especially considering the fact that this announcement came only an hour before the actual fight. I can only imagine Dana White's expression when he first heard that he's going to have to cancel his main event. Yikes, I wouldn't want to be the person in charge of breaking the news to him. And as for the rest of us, we were really hoping to see who'd come on top. So, excuse me for being a teeny bit disappointed. The only thing that was disclosed at that time was the fact that Krylov fell ill unexpectedly, which is why he ended up pulling out of the fight. So instead of seeing the much anticipated headliner event, we got to see Brendan Allen face Andre Muniz. Now, don't get me wrong, that one was fun as well, but I still would have picked Krylov vs. Spann over them. Dana, in a recent interview, fully disclosed the exact reason why the bout was cancelled, and it's actually a good thing he did that. Why do I say that? Oh, well, it's just that people were getting the impression that Krylov suddenly got cool feet. After all, his opponent isn't known for playing around. And how can I forget the fact that there was a lot of momentum for the fight? The two of them were in fact coming from major wins, so I really won't be surprised if one of them thought that it would be better to just stay out of it. But Dana cleared all these rumors up in a recent interview. He mentioned that it was actually a stomach problem that kept Krylov from participating in the bout. And this was something that no one was expecting in any way possible. That's right, Dana revealed that it was actually when they were already halfway into the show that they found out about this problem. And apparently, the fallen fighter wanted to fight really bad. From the looks of it, they tried everything, hoping that he would get better enough to participate. Well, I don't know about you, but that screams dedication to me. Oh, and did you know that they even got doctors on the scene? Yep, I wasn't kidding when I said that they tried everything to get that man back in the octagon. According to Uncle Dana, they tried to get things taken care of before the fight, but sadly, it didn't work out. Yikes. I can't even imagine how heartbreaking it must have been for the fighter.
Yeah, halfway through the show, we found out that he was having stomach problems. He wanted to fight really bad, so Doc worked with him, tried to get some things taken care of before the fight. Didn't work out, and just had to pull him. These things happen. They don't know what was wrong with him. It was some kind of a stomach virus that hit him. Could have been from cutting weight. Who knows what it was, but it happened, and we're talking to these guys now about...
Obviously, doctors weren't really able to do anything, but what exactly happened to Krylov? That he was so struck down by his illness that he just wasn't able to fight? Well, I bet any fan of UFC or the sport would know that cutting weight or bulking up is an important part of preparing for the fight. But here's the thing, all this preparation actually ended up creating a huge problem for Krylov. While he was able to successfully make weight for this bout, things really did not go completely in his favor. You see, he actually ended up contracting some type of stomach virus, and I'm guessing that things were pretty bad since the fight was actually a big deal for his career. So for him to get knocked by a stomach bug like that, I really hope he's able to get better soon, because the sooner he returns, the sooner we get a date for a rescheduled match. And if that really is the case, then what's going to be the expected time frame for that? Well, here's the thing. Dana's hoping that the champ will be able to make a quick recovery. This would allow him to return to the octagon in a matter of a few weeks. So he's going to give him some time to rest and heal up. But of course, chances are that the fighter won't be ready till then. We all know that stomach viruses can take a toll on one's body, so it's always good to have a backup plan. In this case, though, the backup plan for Dana is to make sure Spann ends up fighting at least someone. And if Krylov isn't all healthy till then, it's not going to hold him back. They're just going to have to find a new opponent for Spann. This news is definitely going to be a huge disappointment for the fans. After all, everyone was really waiting for the fight. Krylov had managed to win 3 of his last 5 fights. Oh, and I haven't even touched on the fact that he just had back-to-back wins. Yep, they came over Volkan Ozdemir and Alexander Gustafsson.
Referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 7 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Nikita the Miner Krylov.
But hey, Krylov wasn't the only one packing heat. Spann was also entering the night with 2 recent back-to-back wins. He also managed to knock out the famous former title challenger Dominic Reyes. If you manage to catch up with the UFC 281 event, then you'll know just what I'm talking about. Now, did you know that this was set to be the first headliner stint for Krylov? Well, this must have added to the pressure, don't you think? And as for Spann, while this might have been his second headliner event, it was still extremely important to him. Yup, he lost his first headliner event in September 2021 to Anthony Smith. So it's safe to say that the stakes were equally high for both of them. Then I guess it's a good thing that reports of a rematch have reached my ears. Although there are no set instructions regarding this rematch, they have somewhat finalized the date. Yeah, you better mark your calendars for the 11th of March. If all goes well for Krylov, then he might feel healthy enough to face Spann in the highly anticipated bout. Yep, ESPN confirmed that the flight has been booked for the middle of March. Not many details have been revealed yet, but there is one bad news that I must share with you. I bet a lot of you would agree with me when I say that such a showdown deserves its status as a headliner event. But sadly, since Krylov got unexpectedly ill and UFC had to quickly reschedule the flight, it has unfortunately lost its status as the main event. Instead, it's now going to be a 3-round non-headliner event at the UFC Fight Night. Reports suggest that the venue is set to be the theater at Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas. And let's just hope that the sick fighter will find himself getting better pretty soon, because if that's not the case, then chances are he will soon be replaced and someone else will have the spar with Spann. And with that being said, it's a wrap for the postponed bout between Spann and Krylov.